Good Erev Shabbos. Welcome to the Geschmack of our podcast. We'll jump right into it. The pasuk says like this: Parshas Shmini, Perek Yud, pasuk Aleph. Vayikrivu lifnei Hashem a zara. The parsha talks about Aaron HaKohen's sons, Nadav and Avihu. They died a brutal death because they brought a zara. The shaila amongst everyone is, what exactly did they do wrong, and why did they deserve such a horrible punishment? Perhaps we can shed some light based on Rashi, the Rambam, Rabbi Yerucham Levavitz. Everyone talks about it. The first, or there's really 6 pshatim, but one of the main pshatim that they did what was wrong, Rashi brings it, that they paskined in Bifnei Moshe Rabbeinu. That Nadav and Avihu paskined the shaila in front of their Rebbe. A couple shilas on that. How does that fit in the pasuk? That they brought a zara. It doesn't necessarily seem like that was the main thing. Now, maybe the Gemara talks about it. I think it's Gemara in Eruvin. Another shaila on that is, why does that lead to AGV11 misa? Okay, so they paskin in front of the Rebbe, so why do they deserve this brutal death? Perhaps we'll go with the second shot in Rashi. Rashi says, because Nadav and Avihu, they were Shesuya Yayim v'Nichas Lahichel. They drank a little wine and they went into the Heichel. The raya to that shot is that the next couple psukim after the story of Nadav and Avihu dying this death, that Hashem tells Aaron HaKohen that tell all the Kohanim that before they do the Avodah, they should make sure that they have no alcohol in their system, lest they die. Okay, so clearly there's a punishment for Misa. There's a punishment of Misa for doing the Avodah with wine or alcohol in the system. And it says Sheikhar, so even hard seltzer or hard cider or all that, fun stuff. So, with this idea that Nadav and Avihu came into the Mikdash with Yayin v'Sheikhar, this is why they died. It still begs the question, what is going on here? It needs beer. Not beer, literally, but it needs a pshat. It needs ta'un beer. That Nadav and Avihu just came in drunk, and they were too many beers deep, and then they did the Avodah, and what's going on here? It needs pshat in the story. Perhaps the pasuk, after the lav, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Aaron to tell everyone that Yayin v'Sheichar al teish, don't drink before you do the Avodah. Why? What's behind that? Lahavdil bein HaKodesh l'chol, to differentiate between Kedusha to Chol. And the Rambam, it's called in the Mikras Kedesh L'Kute Biurei HaMitzvos Mea Rambam, explaining the mitzvahs of the Rambam. He explains over there, not like Rashi, that they didn't actually drink that much. It's possible, it's not going in Nadav and Avihu, but he says that it's still usher for Kohanim to do the Avodah, a revius of Yayin. They Zecher didn't drink that much. Nobody would have gotten drunk on a revius of Yayin, half a l'chaim. Maybe they went to Mishovel, someone's, they made a bris milah, or they made a siyum, they had a l'chaim, Nadav and Avihu, and they went to do the Avodah. What's so bad? This is not like in Rashi's world where they were actually drunk, but in the Rambam's world where he says that this could have been the lav. What did they do that was so bad? After the pshat is, lahavdil ben HaKodesh ben HaChol, that they had failed to create strong boundaries between Kedusha and mundane. And the punishment for that is so severe because that's the mahus of a yid. We know the Ramban in Parshas Kedoshim about a novel b'shtas HaTorah. He goes at length about how it's technically possible to be a yid, but to still be a disgusting yid, to indulge in all the taivas that a person could think of and still not be doing a lav. Here, we see the power of a yid and the Kedusha that he has within him, and what happens if he fails to create boundaries around that Kedusha. I don't know if we need specific examples, but everyone can, I think the pasuk says in Mishlei, Tein chacham l'tzadik v'yechkam oid, I think is something like that. The pasuk in Mishlei says, everyone can think of their own examples, that things that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given us, that are moiridik, that Hashem gave to us in a way to help us serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But it may not have a din of Kedusha. It may not be like the Avodas Hashem in the Beis HaMikdash. We go into our shuls, we daven, we learn. We have other things that we bring with us there that might not necessarily be Kedusha. They might be chol. They have a time and a place. It's like, maybe Mashal would be like this, just to kick our feet up and have a cigar when we're learning. It's shaykh that a person needs a cigar. It's a beautiful thing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us. I always say that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us beer as a raya that He loves us. These are unbelievable things. But it might not be the time and the place when we're in a matzav of Kedusha. This perhaps could be why Nadav and Avihu had such a brutal death. Hashem had to make a statement. I don't know if this is true, but it might have been the first time that the boundaries of Kedusha had become mixed with Chol. And when we lose our boundaries of Kedusha, and it starts to become, drips or drops of Chol come into it, not even Tumah, will be Medaik. Drops of Chol come in to Kedusha. That's something that we've lost, our entire spitz. We've lost what makes us holy, what makes us special. We should be Zaycha. That all the things that Kadosh Baruch Hu gives us to serve Him, we should be Zaycha to use them, to make them Kadosh. And the things that aren't Kadosh, the things that are Tumah, we should make strong boundaries that there might be a time and a place, sometimes there's not a time and a place, but definitely we shouldn't let it in to become part of what's Kedusha and what we use to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. A Moyer de Shabbos.